Guys, obviously you all know how much I love a prey, and they keep coming through with the most adorable things. So this month, Apres is doing a collaboration with Hello Kitty and Friends, and I just want to show you how adorable this is. You're joking. This is their Hello Kitty Flash Glitter Gel, which is so amazing because I've actually been in need of some new glitters, and look how adorable these are. I can't wait to try these. And the other star of the show is these Hello Kitty tips. Now listen, these are not just any tips. At first glance, you might think so, but no. These tips have a bow cut out in the top. Can you see that? Probably not. Let me show you a little bit better. Is that not the cutest thing you've ever seen? Anyways, I cannot wait to try out all of these colors and these new tips as well. So I'm going to make a super cute press-on set, and I'm really excited. Also, I just noticed the names of these colors. You're going to die. It's Best Friends Forever Until the End. What? That's the cutest thing. So these are what the bottles look like. They are the cutest things ever. They even have these little Hello Kitties painted on the sides. And then they have these little detachable bows that you can put on and off. Please. Now, before I get into making this set, I am just going to swatch all the colors so we can get a good feel of what everything really looks like after 2 full coats and a top coat. All right, all of the tips are on the stand, and then I'm just going to go in with a regular sanding band and just lightly buff the top so that the polish has something nice to lay onto. I don't like to use too high of an RPM when I do this, just because when I'm doing press-ons, it's a little easier to like dent the sides a little bit, so I'm using 5 RPM to do this right now. You can also always use a regular buffing block for this, or even a hand file, but I just prefer to use my e-file. It's just easiest for me. All right, they're all buffed, and now let's try out these colors. I'm gonna start out with the shade Best. This one's like a really pretty royal blue. So we're going in with Friends. This one's more of like a rosy pink or almost like a champagne color. We're gonna do Forever. This one's definitely more of a darker pink. It's not necessarily hot pink, but it's definitely a little bit darker than the other one. This is Until. This one's like a really pretty yellowy gold. And lastly, we're gonna do the End, which looks like it's gonna be a nice classic silver. This is what they look like after 1 coat. I'm gonna go ahead and cure these in my big lamp for 60 seconds and then do another coat and show you what it looks like when it's done. They're done. So this is what they look like after 2 layers of the gel and a top coat, and I just love the color scheme of all of this. I really, really love these. And I really like them too because they're pigmented enough where you could keep them like this if you wanted to and it won't be super clear. Or you can also layer this on top of some other colors and it'll just give it that nice little pop, which I really like. All right, now that we've swatched everything, I'm just gonna go ahead and size out these press-ons and we'll get started. All right, everything is all sized and buffed, and let's get into this design. I definitely want to keep the theme of Hello Kitty for these nails, especially because they have the little bow cutouts, so we're just gonna kind of play around and see what happens. I think as far as the base colors go, I know I want these 2 to be French